Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game. We're going to try to press again and see if we unlock even more testimony now and what we've revealed. Let's see. So he said he had no contact. Can you prove that? Gados says he'll prove it. They did a background check. They found no relation between the two. Team Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and mistook who he was. Okay. Mistook. That's right. He thinks that he was around the light. What if I just leave it? Can't sit here and remember as long with this story as a whole. I'm pressing him for now. Let's fine, continue. Oh, I was looking forward to one of his long-winded stories. I went to blackmail letter. There's no addressee on it. Right? Yeah, the address, no addressee is irrelevant. Right, what if it wasn't meant for Ron, Mr. Delight? Right. Should I press here? No, or present? Should I present? I mean, he is referencing the Red Diamond, and the Red Diamond was a reference to Master Mask, but if you thought Around the Light was Master Mask, then that would make sense. This is very tough. I need to present some kind of evidence, but what do I present? They brought up this clipping, but I don't know how I can implement this clipping at all. I really don't. I don't know how I can implement this clipping whatsoever. Wait a minute. Nah. There's nothing on there about a red jewel. I was thinking, what would be the red jewel? But it's not the Tear of Imenon. Because if you look at the newspaper clipping, it says the Tear of Imenon is this blue gem. So it's not the same. Oh my god, this is tough. Ribbit Awesome tipped me $1. Says, for the squeeze, nice Phoenix Wright chops. What the hell does that mean? I don't know. But thank you very much for the dollar tip regardless. Oh man, this is tough. This is real tough. Vicaro, I don't only respond to people who contribute. I've been responding to people in the chat tonight as well. It's just a lot of people are not talking about the game, so I'm not going to talk about every topic that has nothing to do with what I'm doing. Especially when I'm trying to deduce an answer, I have to focus on what's going on in the game. You could be right, Damien Unmasked, where it says maybe the letter contradicts the newspaper clipping because the letter is saying that the diamond is red, but the newspaper clipping says the Tear of Imenon is blue. But where is he saying anything about the newspaper clipping? Here's a blackmail letter. Bring 50,000. They say it's the handwriting of the the victim, and then they talk about the addressee. And say, what if it wasn't meant for him? Right. Well, thank you very much to Sambuca, who just tipped me $100. And he says, congrats on your marriage to your beautiful wife. I've enjoyed your online presence so much over the years, through all the ups and downs. I'm nostalgic for the Dead Space crap camera days. Twitch is what it is. Good luck. Thank you, Sambuca. Wow. Very, very appreciated that $100 tip, man. Thank you very much. I really doubt anyone's going to top that tonight, man. And trust me, that is very much needed right now. With stuff going on behind the scenes. Very annoying stuff that I don't want to bother any of you viewers with. So thank you guys very, 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 very much for your support tonight. Thank you. This is going to help tremendously, okay? I mean it. Thank you very much. Huh. Then he says it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against the life for his betrayal. What do you mean by that? I'm certain you're already aware. Right. We know how he had stolen the information from the company in the past. Bullard, you have to give him the light. And there's the file. The evidence that he was receiving money through blackmail. Okay. Then he says he actually, you know, oh my god. So he says, Ron DeLight believes he's passed the mask. Here's a memo from Ron DeLight's wife saying that he really does think he masked the mask. This is where he does the voice. And he says that's why he sought to fit the kill Cam Bullard, truly a tragedy. Now Richter also just said he doesn't have that ring in the newspaper clip, but that makes a difference on figuring anything out. Never played these games. Yeah, this is tough. It's a very tough one to figure out what I need to present here. Alright. Imagination is our word for it. It's a deduction. Oh wait, what's this? Is this new? Oh, that's right. It's a long story and he won't tell the story. Okay. Let me save again. This is crazy. It's so long. Okay. So I should present the letter. Ah, man. I'm gonna try to present. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna try this though. Let's see. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Abby? I guess this is gonna work. I really don't know how this is right, but it was the only thing I could think of is to present the letter and see if it'll create another situation, and apparently it is, so. Alright. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron DeLight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. What? If you don't, I'll take the red diamond you received the other day instead. Kane's list? That the tier of Emanon is blue, not red? That's the only thing I can think of. We know that the tier of Emanon is blue, not red. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm gonna give it a shot, I guess. Huh! The little 2-1 punch like that wouldn't even faze me. I think you mean 1-2 punch. Mr. Wright, try thinking things through more. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Well, the only other thing could be the newspaper clipping then, but I don't know how that's going to prove anything. Because the only other thing that even applies to this... This again. Alright, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Alright, try this. Where is it? No, here it is. Take that! This is it, but I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why it's a newspaper clipping. I have no idea. Alright, take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the tear of Imenon, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Imenon that Damas stole at all. Okay, well, whatever. And your point is, Mr. Try? So you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? And that is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Try? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Haha! Well, is that what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who King Bullard was actually blackmailing. Him. Take that! Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You've been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen. And received a jewel as your reward. A jewel? Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. Yeah. That is the diamond referred to in this letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter to blackmail you. Ah! Rubble, 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 rubble. Order, order in this goddamn court. For God's sakes, it's Christmas. Order, I say, what? What? It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Try. Uh-oh, I don't like the way you said that. King Bullard blackmailing Luke Atme? Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Ha. Refreshing. King Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed King Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. The identity that Luke Atme wanted to so desperately keep secret was his identity as... a blackmailer. Yeah. Luke Atme was a blackmailer. Nah. Objection. Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmailing letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the tear of Imenon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Rubble, rubble. Robble.
Shh, silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What is?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you...
You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Ron Delight? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask Damask.
Well, yes.
Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter Whoa!
I blew it. Completely wrong voice, and I was actually doing it all correct up to tonight, right now. I blew it. Alright, this is supposed to be Godot, and he says, in that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Mask Damask? Okay. Could it be this? Could it be the picture again? I think it's gotta be the newspaper clipping. It's the only thing we have, literally the only thing that we have, that ties to the first heist in our evidence record. I think it's gotta be the newspaper clipping, okay? Alright. I think I see it.
See what?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight. What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Master Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud. That's no ace detective.
Why, you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. Oh, excuse me. I'm a famous and proud detective, and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, you? How dare you even? Bring both of you. You're false, foolishly. None of you can compare to my Jesus. You're real jealous. Oh, so good. That's what made me come.
Okay, then. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Objection!
Oh, no. The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. Oh, what do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling and get on to New Year's past this Christmas nightmare. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trout. What do you mean? What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atney was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. But... There's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No. No! Robble. Well, Roy Kingtree, thank you very much for the $10 tip. Sorry you don't get along with my mods who are basically trying to keep the chat in line because people are coming in here spamming frog emotes and doing nasty stuff. By the way, you have not been immune to that. You've actually been one of the people contributing to derailing the streams over time, and you've been moderated before. Sorry you can't abide by the rules. I do appreciate your support, but I guess that's goodbye for you then. If you can't abide by stream chat rules, there's not much I can do about it. You know, my mods actually do stuff that's wrong. I'll get involved, and in fact, I'll be honest, in the past few weeks, there's been a couple times where I feel that mods overstepped their bounds, and behind the scenes, I did talk to said mods, and I took care of it. But the difference between that and tonight is that tonight there are people actually trying to derail the stream chat. They're being assholes. I'm trying to put a ton of time and effort here to do voices and to work out this case live, and you've got idiots who just want to make the stream chat about their own little private party of bullshit, and the mods are laying down the law, and they don't like that. Then good riddance. I'm sorry, this is not your fucking personal playground. It's time for you to move on. So thank you very much, Roy Kingtree. I do appreciate that $10 tip. If it indeed is the final tip, I'm sorry to see you go, but we got to have some rules and some order. We just have to. And I can't have people just having their own fucking way on my stream chat when I'm trying to do a fucking entertaining stream. There's people right now who are pissed off that they couldn't actually concentrate on tonight's stream because of you guys. It's not you in particular, but because of the guys that were derailing stuff. And if you're not okay with that, I can't help you. I'm sorry. All right. Let's continue. So, order in the court, will, Mr. Wright? This is it. This is the final round. All right, finally the conclusion. Thank God. I got to prove that Atney was at Bullet's office on that night. But, can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer. All right, let me save before we do anything, because we've done a lot. Okay. All right. That night, Luke Atney was at KV Security, and the defense can prove it. The defense can prove it with evidence. Are you sure? Ha! Don't you worry, I'll watch over you as you break down and fall to pieces. Very well then, let's see this proof. Proof that Luke Atney was at KB Security that night. Oh boy. Man. Damned if I know what it is. Let's think through. Can't have anything whatsoever to do with this. Ron's testimony. No, it can't be that. The buzzer record. It could be the buzzer record. When the buzzer went off. It has something to do with it. I don't think it can have anything to do with Kane's list. No. The CEO office buzzer. I guess that could technically be involved in it. Okay. I don't think it's the newspaper clipping. It could be Kane's autopsy report. Cerebral hemorrhaging for blood trauma to the head. The brooch? I have no idea if it's the brooch or not. It's not the publicity photo. I don't think it could be the key card or the wallet. Maybe I should have said I can't prove it, because I don't think I have anything.
Take that!
Yeah, that's not it. Ah! You know, with the coffee in the face. That's awesome. The flavor of my special good old blend 49. Alright. It's bitter, very bitter. Okay. So I said I can't prove it. I can't prove it. Just as I thought. Robble, robble, robble. But, if we hear more of Detective Atmy's testimony, unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atmy is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Mask. No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight's will verify that he's the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Oh my god. Order in the court. Let's set up deliberation over this witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy? Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atmy will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned. No way! The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atmy's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer. Oh my god, dude, this case is so fucking long. It's only the second case. Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win, even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent. The real killer, Luke Atmy, will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atmy. Oh, man. Oh, wait, what the fuck? I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you? Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. Huh? That voice, no way. Look! It's Mia! Mia has returned! Long time no see, Phoenix. That's right. Mia channels herself through Maya. And now Mia has returned. Mia? This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now let's do this! But there's something more we can do. Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You've cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems the love wins out in the end after all. I'm the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Mrs. Rhonda Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well. Then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you...
Very well then, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief. Alright.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Landa Light. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which sounded only once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask and outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter, the victim likely just took the color of the jewel. Zavadi! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
Oh my god, why are there so many fucking things to cross-examine? It's taking so long. Oh my god. This testimony actually seems to hold up really well. The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But, how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Grr. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You cannot postpone Look At Me's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec, just one chance?
Huh, it seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony, so it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out the contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put to an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in his testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination. Oh, great. Well, I guess I'm gonna save. Okay, we gotta find what we can press here. Alright. So, it's true I was not at Lordly Taylor. Okay, I believe that too. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. Maybe. I'd known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. That makes sense. That seems to make sense. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron DeLay. Okay. And we believe that. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I guess? I guess. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The buzzer did only sound once, according to the logs. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Right? That doesn't mean at all that Rhonda likes the killer because he has gloves on too. See, Mr. Light was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints, but you also have gloves. The blackmail letter, the victim only just took the color of the jewel. I mean, that one you can't really... that's dumb as hell, but it doesn't mean that it can't be true. They've already there for all the evidence points to that poor boy. The victim lightly took the color of the jewel. Wait a minute. I'm starting to... I think I'm figuring this out. I think I know what it is. I think it might be his wallet. Alright? I think this is it. Here's why. Let me save again, and I'll explain why I think this statement is it. Okay. Thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. He would know about the keycard, because the keycard was swiped to open the door, and there's data records of that, and there's a record the keycard was used. He wouldn't know anything about the wallet. The wallet was dropped on the floor, right? And the other security guard, Butts, or whatever the fuck his name is, picked it up. And it was put in a record later because the security guard presented it as part of the evidence, but he would not know that it was ever dropped or picked up unless he was there. How else would he know about the wallet? He wasn't involved with it at all. He didn't find it. If he's telling the truth, he was never there. He wasn't involved with the wallet at all. That was all Butts. I mean, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, how does he know about the wallet? Right? He had known about the date beforehand, so he had the photograph ready. That's true. He knew about the date, and that's why he did it. So we have no idea what this other job request is, so that's something we could press, but it might not necessarily lead to information that's gonna be, oh, this is it, we got him, right? Right, he knew about the date, because he was the one who was involved sending the calling card and everything, so he did the photograph, so that I believe. Really, he's claiming he's bringing deduction. I mean, we think this is true too. We think he figured out that Ron DeLight was the one who was pretending to be Master Mask in the beginning, and then he had him go on to blackmail for him. So this is correct. Thank you, Lawler Mittens, for the daily reminder. Cause stuff needs to be modded. Nobody cares. I swear the wallet doesn't make sense to me. The wallet makes no sense to me. He's right. The buzzer only sounded once. We can't contradict that. That's correct. The button didn't have any fingerprints on it. The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Okay. Mr. DeLight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. Well, we know that now. Like, we know that he was wearing his Master Mask outfit, right? We know that, but we know that now because Ron DeLight testified to that, right? Wait a minute. Ron DeLight testified about that in the other court case while he was in another room. We were in this room, this courtroom, pressing Ron DeLight, asking questions of Ron DeLight, cross-examining, and he admitted I went in my outfit. He wasn't in this room to hear that. He was in another courtroom. So there's no way he could possibly know that he had shown up in the Master Mask outfit unless he was there. That's it. Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
Objection.
You still don't get it, do you, Trey? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Goodell. What? Mr. Atme, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. I think I got it.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. DeLight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. Is that correct?
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
I'm sorry, whatever you mean. Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron DeLight was dressed as Master Mask when we went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know that those were those who've been watching this very trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There's no way that you would have known about that. Robble, robble, robble. You were in the next courtroom being tried as Master Mask. So then enlighten us. How did you know about that piece of information?
Well...
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. DeLight was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There is one and only way for Detective Atme to have found that out. Only one? One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. DeLight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. DeLight never saw his attacker. So there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. Ah! Detective Atme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known that what was Ron was... That was the only way you could have known what Ron... That was the only way you could have known that what Ron was wearing. And now there's a fucking earthquake. Ah! Oh my god.
Yeah! Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
Oh, that's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. Okay then. What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he became up with his plan. To use the double jeopardy rule in making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Look who it is. Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he? Oh, why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know. You never committed any murder. That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but... I really am Master Mask. Oh. So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I have been careless. Careless? What do you think, Via? As defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now? Well then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Merry Christmas! Oh, 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 oh. Wow. Boys, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all. Ah, shit. Wow. Wow. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. Ben Boxer cheered and said, is Mirai Misaki a patron of yours? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. And the bottom line is it's not my personal business to disclose that information anyway, so I don't know why you're asking me. Okay. You mean about becoming the master of the Crane Channeling School? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother, Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia. Mr. Wright? I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though. Not that... Oh, this is it. Come on, just be happy already. Maya, you mean cleared of the murder charges and got off the Master boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason, for her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Master Mask? Yes, but he's all over now. A broken ball can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. What the fuck? Spedgy just did a 200-bit cheer. Thank you, Spedgy, for the 200-bit cheer. I appreciate that. Thanks very much. What am I supposed to be presenting? Even though the bowl's broken, there's always a way to put it back together. The urn? The secret urn? Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are! Mr. Light. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Oh, Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you are really Master Mask either. Mr. Light, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Oh, come on, he's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast, so that means there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say you hated criminals? Huh? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Oh, Desi. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy. Oh, yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Rani. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Gulp. I can feel my face going red. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! Gasp. Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya. No, you got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you, never, ever! Wow. Okay, then. Well, Spawn Killer has tipped me $1 and has to have a Goodwill near you. I have no idea. I honestly have no clue. I know there's different places you can donate stuff, but I don't know why you're asking me that. I have no idea what that has to do with anything. But thank you for the $1 tip. Okay. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. How nice. Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, complete. Wow, that was a long-ass case. I mean, holy shit, that was a long-ass case. Now, one thing we don't know, who the hell was that prosecutor? Right? We don't know who that guy was. Because he wasn't revealed, and apparently they said, like, oh, he's mysterious. He might be from your past. I don't have a clue who the fuck that guy was. Alright, so episode 3 is going to be called Recipe for Turnabout. Okay, then. And let's say, what we'll do, guys, we're not going to go too late, but we'll just do the intro. Let's do the intro for case 3 just to see it, and then we'll give it a rest. And next time that we play, we'll start up case 3 officially, but let's just see the build-up for what this case is. Recipe for turnabout.
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me! I swear it wasn't me!
Huh? The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee.
No, you're wrong! I know what I saw! I saw... I saw someone else there! A man! He's the real killer! What the fuck? And he sprinkled fairy dust into a cup with a beautiful flower. Why won't anyone believe me? Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright?
This court finds the defendant guilty. This court is adjourned.
January? What the hell, man? The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. So, I've decided that our resolution should be... Zavari, take on the world! What do you think? Oh, sure, whatever, Maya, but I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Never! You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game. Hey, pal. Oh, look who it is! Hey, pal!
Detective Gumshoe.
Wow. A name that is so bad, there's no way I would ever possibly say it. $2 million. Do I have a clear conscience? Do I have a clear conscience? A clear conscience. Yes, I have a clear conscience. I do. Thank you for the clear conscience. Alright, very nice. Alright, Happy New Year, Detective.
Likewise. Now listen up, right? I wanna...
Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation.
Yeah, me too. Alright, pal, you got some explaining to...
Have you got a holiday present for me, Detective?
A what? Well, well, here, have this. It's really nothing much, but...
Yay, thanks.
Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat.
Hey, what about Pearly? You haven't gotten her a present, have you?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, no. Are you doing this on purpose?
Haha, I guess I'm busted. How you like my first practical joke of the year?
Very funny, pal. Now, let's see. How funny you think it is when I show you this?
What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced. Trounced? Let me see that. The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this?
It's a report, pal, about you.
Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in his case.
Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it.
But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from anyway?
December of last year, which I guess makes it last month.
Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. What? This is weird. So what do you think this is all about, Nick?
If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility.
No way. You don't mean... A phony Nick? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Unless he's staring at starting off the year with one, too. Amazing being added to the court record.
So, what are you gonna do about it, pal?
What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of.
Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves?
But I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember.
You better make this right, pal, now! And that means taking the case back to court, got it?
Sounds like we got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not going to be easy to get it overturned. I guess the New Year's resolution is going to have to wait until next year.
So you're taking the case, right? Good. I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something, okay, pal?
Ben Boxer Judy said, Bad Bunny wants you to acknowledge her for hosting you. Oh, see, I got a host? I apologize. I completely missed it. I 100% missed it. If it popped up here in my stream chat feed, I was reading the intro. I apologize. When I play Phoenix Wright, as you can see, I'm like hyper-focused because I have to do voices and everything. So, thank you, Bad Bunny. If indeed you did host me tonight, I do apologize. Sadly, we're at the end of my stream. We're actually just doing the intro to Case 3, so... Okay. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Alright, there we go. Let's save up. Thank goodness we got Case 2, or Episode 2, I guess we should say. Case 2 done. And we'll see what happens with Case 3 next time I play. Awesome, man. Great.